Hey guys, Paul here at Impulsive Culinarian. Welcome to part 2 of the Valentines menu series. Today we're talking about Baighan Bharta. Did you say Baighan? What was it? Yeah, Baighan Bharta. And I know I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but suffice to say this is an eggplant dish. Eggplant, not everyone's cup of tea. That's why this particular recipe, I'm doing a quantity that serves 2 to 4 people. Small amount, so you're not wasting food. But I guarantee you that if you even have an inkling of liking eggplant, you're going to want to be doubling this recipe in no time. Here are the ingredients that you're going to need. Get yourself 1 large eggplant, which you're going to peel and slice into half-inch slices, 1/4 cup of dairy-free margarine, 3 medium yellow onions, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds, 4 big garlic cloves, which you're going to peel and thinly slice, 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger, finely chopped, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, 2 big plump tomatoes, peeled, seeded, and chopped, 1/2 of a cup of white wine, 1/2 a teaspoon of kosher salt, and 2 tablespoons of fresh coriander, finely chopped. Let's go make the dish that's going to convert everyone you know to being lovers of eggplant. Come on. So I gotta admit, the very first time I tried Baighan Bharta, I was really amazed. I was blown away, but I thought for some reason it had like dozens of ingredients because it was just so complex, so beautiful. What an amazing taste. I remember it practically. I was so surprised to find out that the real authentic recipe is not about how many different ingredients are in there, but it's certainly the quality of what you do with those ingredients. So a lot of what we're doing today is about roasting the eggplant and caramelizing the onions and taking time to really make those star ingredients taste as good as they possibly can before mixing them together. Wow, you're just left with this incredible, voluptuous dish, if I can use that word. How many times you get to use voluptuous when describing anything, let alone food, right? So there's the star of the show, guys, the eggplant, okay? Now, normally I double this recipe because we all love it, and I definitely want to make enough to go around. So I normally double up 2 big eggplants. For the purposes of this, if you're trying it for the first time, don't waste food, guys. Use 1 big eggplant, make a serving that's going to accommodate 2 to 4 people, and then tell me later how much fun you had eating it and that you're doubling up your recipe. So first step, guys, preheat the oven to 425 degrees. Let's get this eggplant peeled up. Okay, once it's all peeled up, cut it into half-inch slices. So next, get yourself a baking dish, line that with parchment paper, and then lay out your slices so they're not touching each other. Okay, so eggplant is notoriously thirsty, all right? So you're gonna wanna get yourself a good amount of olive oil and brush them until they're satiated their thirst. So I've brushed these with a generous amount of olive oil, and they could probably still take more, but at some point you gotta stop, right? So season these generously with some salt and some freshly ground black pepper, and then flip them over and repeat the process a second time. All right, so when those eggplants are all seasoned up, guys, get them in the center rack at 425 for 20 minutes so they get nice and brown on one side. Then you're gonna take them out, flip them, and finish them off for 10-15 minutes again. So the next step, we're in the business of caramelizing some yellow onions. Now, do you have to use a cast iron pan? No. Do I like to? Yeah. So you can use non-stick, whatever you like. This is gonna be on low heat for 40 minutes. I like using cast iron. So get yourself 3 medium yellow onions. You want to peel these up and chop them into a fine dice. With your cast iron skillet on the lowest possible setting, get a 1/4 cup of dairy-free margarine in there, put the chopped onions, and let them cook for around 40 minutes. Stir them occasionally. There's my 3 yellow onions in fine enough dice. They don't have to be minced or anything like that, just a small chop. And those are going right in with my 1/4 cup of dairy-free margarine. Gonna keep it on low for 40 minutes. Let's get the onions in the skillet. Okay, once those eggplants have roasted for 20 minutes, get them out, make sure that they're nice and brown on the bottom, flip them over, and get them back in. Around 10-15 minutes. So there you go, guys. Beautiful roasted brown color on one side of those eggplants. I've just flipped them all. Gonna get them back in the oven. All right, so eggplant cooking on the second side. Onions are caramelizing. Let's chop up garlic and ginger. So I like to use big cloves of garlic. If you've got small ones like this, don't count it as a clove, guys. Double up. So there you go. A small handful of garlic. Slice it up really thin. I go heavy on the garlic. I also go heavy on the ginger. It's going to be more than 2 tablespoons. That's okay. That's all right. Paul, there's too much garlic and ginger in my Indian food, comma, said by no one ever. All right, so now that these flavorful ingredients are all chopped up, we're going to get started on peeling and seeding our tomatoes. But first, I want to show you how the onions are doing. So this is where you have to have confidence in the process. The low heat, okay? I've kept it on low, and the onions are just started saying, oh, okay, well, now we're going to start to cook. It's taken around 20 minutes for them to get started, but once they do, that low heat, they're sizzling away, they're just bubbling, and that's exactly what you want, because you do not want to brown them. Now, when they caramelize, they will change color, but they're not going to be burning or charring in the same way they would as if they caramelized. So keep that on low, and again, play with that medium, low to low setting if you need to sort of help them get kick-started, and let them simmer. They will get delicious. Eggplants are ready. Let's get them out. Oh, look at those delicious lovelies. That's going to be fantastic. These, set aside, let them cool a bit so you can chop them up later on. Okay, so now for the tomatoes. In the summertime, best time because you got these big beefsteak tomatoes. They're delicious. They have such great flavor. Wintertime, like it is now, not so easy. So, and they're expensive too. I'm basically going to use probably 3 or 4 of these instead of the 2 big ones that's called for in the recipe. 4 medium, 2 large, whichever you've got available to you. So when you peel and seed tomatoes, you realize that there's more peel and seed sometimes than there is tomato. Okay, so tomatoes, small dice, done. Get them in a small bowl and set them aside. And now that my eggplants have also had a chance to cool and I can handle them, I'm also going to do the same thing with them. Chop them up into a small dice, put them in a bowl, and set them aside. Always get to taste the ingredients to make sure they're delicious. Oh. So while those onions are finishing their caramelization, they're getting nice and nutty golden brown. I can smell them. They're going to be fantastic. So they're almost done. I'm going to get a bunch of coriander and chop it up. Guys, we're almost there. Let's check on these onions once and for all. This is perfect. Just like that is great. I know I could let them go a little bit more, but well, I'm being impulsive. I need this pan. I got to cook in it. So next step, get these onions out into a bowl and set them aside. All right, so get that skillet back on the heat, but increase it now to medium. Get around a tablespoon of olive oil into the hot skillet. All right, so the next part is a very fast process. That's why I got all my guys lined up here in the order that they're going into the pan so I don't have to look back at the recipe, okay? Once that skillet is nice and hot, you want to toast the cumin seeds in the olive oil for around 30 seconds. Don't burn them, just get them nice and toasted. In go the seeds. 20-30 seconds max. Then get your garlic and your ginger into the pan. Okay, so a minute max, maybe a little bit less. You also want to cook the spices, the garam masala. So get that in and stir it really well. All right, so this concoction is looking pretty dry, and just when it starts to smoke and seem a little bit unnatural, tomatoes to the rescue. It only takes around a minute for those tomatoes to deglaze the pan and get everything back to normal. And as soon as that happens, then you want to dump in your half of a cup of white wine. Stuff that you drink, guys. Once the liquid is in, you're back to safety. So let this white wine sort of simmer and reduce for at least a couple of minutes until it starts to get a little bit thick. Oh, the smell is amazing. amazing. All right, they're going to come running from all around. Now, when your white wine has reduced sufficiently and this sauce starts to thicken, that's when they bring the heat back down to low, add your eggplant and your caramelized onions back into the pan. Oh, this is crazy, guys. It smells so damn good. Just sort of gently stir all of that stuff together so that it's thoroughly combined. You can add your fresh herbs, all right, your coriander into there, and make sure your heat is on low. Let the whole thing simmer for at least 15 minutes to let those flavors meld. Then you're going to correct with a little bit of salt and pepper at the end, not too much. And wow, this is just deliciousness, absolute deliciousness. So the final touch, guys, a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, maybe a little shaving of freshly ground black pepper. That's it. Let it simmer and then enjoy. Oh, this smells and tastes fantastic. There you have it, guys. Some homemade, authentic Indian Baighan Bharta. I really recommend that you try this, guys. Even if you do love eggplant, you might learn to love it a little bit more after you tried this dish. Guys, I'm so excited for this Indian menu series. Thank you very much for watching part 2 of the Valentine's Day Indian menu series. Part 3 coming up next Saturday, and there's a part 4 leading up just in time for the great big weekend. So I hope that you're enjoying this, and if you are, be sure to smash that subscribe channel, guys. Hit the like button and share a little bit of love with Impulsive Culinary. So guys, if you didn't already know, every Thursday there's a second brand new recipe series that I've been releasing starting in 2018. I want you to check out the toasted cumin basmati rice recipe that goes along with this Valentine's Day series perfectly. It is the essential complement, if you will. And of course, every Thursday is a brand new, quick and easy, healthy recipe that I would love for you to check out. It's all in tandem with my sort of a New Year's resolution to get healthy and get fit. So join me on that journey. And of course, every Wednesday, or shall I say, Wednesday, there's a brand new vintage that I'll be uncorking and sharing with you. So join me for the live weekly updates every Wednesday night right here in the Impulsive Culinarian Test Kitchen, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and Instagram. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.